All right, the news of the day. Sorry, it's taken me a little bit to put this video up, but news came out in the morning, long day work, then came home, and then the Aztecs, San Diego State softball, shout out to them. They were playing Oklahoma, who is, a dynasty, and they took Oklahoma to extra innings here at San Diego State. So I was not going to stop watching that to make this video. I was going to wait. So, because that's just one of those, like, San Diego State doesn't play Oklahoma very much. And it was at home and it was tied in extra innings. They were up 3-0 at one point. So they ended up losing. Big grand slam there in extras. But Oklahoma, it's a really good squad. But San Diego State seems like it's going to have a pretty good season as well. But yeah, getting to this Padres news, John Seidler unanimously approved by MLB owners as the Padres' new control person in that vote at the owners' meetings, I believe in Florida. And Kevin Acee, Dennis Lin, they put out pieces on this today. And Kevin Acee had some information on who John Seidler is. You see this picture? I did not know, and Padres fans before today did not know what John Seidler looked like. Walk by him in the street, could have, would have had no idea. But I guess this is who he is, and that is his wife next to him. What's her name? Lori, I think. Yeah, John Seidler and Lori. This was them this past postseason cheering on the Padres, and this seems like this photo was provided to Kevin by the Padres. So this vote, it was unanimous, which it's not a surprise. The owners usually votes on things are unanimous. They either say yes to something or they say no to something, and they're united with each other. Quickly, before continuing with this, wild stuff. John Fisher getting promoted to the executive board for the owners today. I saw that earlier this morning. What what did he do? What has he done to deserve that? So, yeah, sometimes these things just don't make sense, these votes. But getting back to this vote, unanimous. Rob Manfred called the issue of Seidler's ascension to the Padres control person non-controversial. Obviously, the vote being unanimous, and it seems like the owners, I assume they've met John Seidler, and they say, yeah, good guy. And John, I guess he went to, what did Kevin say here? Upwards of 60 games this past year in 2024. 65 years old, has a home in San Diego, has been a part of the Padres ownership group since Peter Seidler and Ron Fowler headed that group that bought the team in 2012. So when I see that, that makes me more comfortable with this. When I actually see a picture of him. Now, there were jokes being made about, like, is the tag still on John Seidler's jersey and all that? Because he is the nephew of O'Malley, who was the Dodger owner. So I get it. I understand fans making those jokes and all that. But if he is someone that actually, like, is a Padres fan and he's going to games, and I mean, we'll see when he talks. Is he going to talk? He's not going to talk within the next 30 days, I assume, because it's going to take 30 days for him to take over the trust and be that trustee. The paperwork is expected to take about 30 days, according to Kevin Acee in this article. So they're not going to have him go speak in front of the media in Peoria, with Eric Grutner right there, next week when pitchers and catchers report. That's not going to happen. They're going to do it, I assume, after, hopefully, John Seidler speaks. Padres fans need to hear from the chairman of the team, especially when you're the new chairman of the team. I don't think that's just me. I think you should talk. Even if you don't want to, you should talk. And we'll see how he sounds like, how passionate is he. And maybe that will tell us a little bit. But actions are going to speak louder than words here. It seems like it's going to be status quo. That's what I'm reading from Kevin, is things are just going to continue to operate the way that they have, which isn't the best thing if you're a Padres fan, right? Because operating the way things are operating right now means not spending in free agency, not increasing payroll, looking to decrease payroll actually, to create some more financial flexibility to stay under the luxury tax. Again, when is the TV deal coming? That's a question. But yeah, if we're operating as we are right now, that's not going to make very many Padres fans happy. And I think that this may end up being an eventual a sale, I should say, of the team. I'm not saying now, I'm not saying in 2026, but down like if the Padres go, let's say a decade or 5, 10 years, and it's clear that they're not able to increase payroll and you just don't have enough money to be contending with other teams that do have that money. Um, maybe the Seidlers don't, sell everything, but they give it to someone that obviously has the right things in mind for this franchise, but has the money and is willing to spend to help compete. Do the Padres need to develop and have minor leaguers like Jackson Merrill come up and make a big impact? Yes, because as much as we talk about the Dodgers and their spending, which obviously we should talk about, and that's not a level playing field, you want to talk about other teams in the league as well. But really, the Dodgers, I think of, well, it's a good organization. As much as I hate the Dodgers, Will Smith, Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Corey Seager. Look what they did with Max Muncy when he was with the A's, Justin Turner when he was with the Mets, and they bring him over. Chris Taylor for a little bit when he was with, I think, the Mariners. I mean, Ryan Brazier was sucking, and then look what he did. There are a lot of examples of guys that they've brought in and they've developed those guys or have gotten those guys back to being good good arms on the pitching side or impactful bats. The Padres need to be doing a better job of that, especially when they're not on a level playing field with other teams in baseball like the Dodgers. So really what I've got on this is wait and see. Like I'm going to judge this and John Seidler taking over by how committed he is to keeping a winner or building a winner, keeping a sustainable, consistently winning and consistently making the postseason, that type of team here in San Diego playing at Petco. Because that's what the fans deserve. Again, what worries me is it doesn't seem like a whole lot is going to be changing here. There may be a new person in charge coming up here in about 30 days, but it's going to continue the way things are. Could the lawsuit change things if Shield ends up winning this? Yes, but I don't see her winning this against the brothers. And by the way, she is not, I don't believe she's suing John Seidler. It's Matt and Robert or Bob Seidler. But she's probably doing that because they're the two that are the head of the trust right now. John is not. He will be. So that's what I've got on that. Diamondbacks owner Ken Kendrick said his family, talking about Peter, holds the biggest portion of ownership in the team, and Peter's ownership was left in a trust, and John now will be made the trustee. Therefore, it's automatic, really. That's how it seems like the owners thought of this. Like, this is just who it's going to be, so we're voting yes. Peter wanted this guy, according to the trust, or he wanted the trustee to pick it, and now Matt stepping down. Robert stepped down, Matt stepped down. Now John is who is going to be doing it, so it's a yes. Ken Kendrick said John is a good man, and of course, we all loved Peter. I think this is what Peter wanted. Now, Sheil is arguing that's not what Peter wanted, but according to the documentation, it seems like Peter was allowing the trustee to pick the next chairman and it not be Sheil. It seems like that whole thing is still like at the beginning part of the process anyway. So we still got some stuff that's going to go on, and we're still going to be waiting, obviously, there. Yeah, so don't expect John Seidler to be speaking anytime soon. He's not going to. The Padres won't let him. John, he was at the owners' meetings, but the Padres obviously were not going to make him available to speak. Rob Manfred says, my understanding is the family wants to keep the team, so like they're not selling, but that's an as of now thing. Again, who knows what the financial situation is going to look like 5-10 years down the road. Is there going to be a TV deal? Is it a streaming deal? What money is coming in? The contracts that are going to be increasing for players as they get further into those contracts. Relocation, I probably shouldn't even be mentioning that, but it's in Kevin's article. That's a joke. The Padres are not relocating. They've got the best ballpark in baseball, the fan base, all that. You'd be stupid to relocate. They're not going to. Manfred said there has not been a single word or a whisper about relocation in the context of the San Diego Padres. San Diego is a great market with a great facility. That's just not a realistic concern. And it's being brought up because Shield did mention that, or her team mentioned that in her lawsuit, I believe. I think that was to like get people's attention, and boy, it got people's attention. Padres plan to have a payroll of around 200 mil, which they believe will place them in top 10 among MLB teams. Eric Kutsenda will continue as the team's control person until John Seidler takes over. Kutsenda will then move to an advisory role. So I assume like help John with the process of becoming the control person and helping out with that or with anything else that needs to be done. So those are my thoughts there. Your thoughts, put them in the comments. John Seidler could be a big Padres fan, but what Padres fans care about is what is he going to do to help, put this Padres team in the best spot year in, year out. And right now, they're not in a better spot than they were going into last year.